Hi, this is Alexander Vera for week 11 of CIS13. For this week, we had to download Oracle SQL Developer, install it, and do what we basically been covering in class so far, which is make tables, drop tables, create a user, add privileges, set permissions, and make a report. Here I was able to log into the Oracle, the SQL Plus the SQL Plus database that it uses, and logged in a system. Over here I got all the tables that are under system. This was some of the work that we have done in the previous weeks. And on the right you can see the column name, food name. It's the same exact table, everything's matching up. Over here is the data that's in the tables. The constraints, the primary key, you can set up through here as well. Details, and if you want to get how to create that table through SQL or written into a small script, it'll create your one over here just by clicking on the SQL. If you wanted to create a new table, hold on. You can just click new table through there, put in the table name, add in the columns bit by bit. It'll also provide you what that would look like if you were to put in the DDL language by clicking on DDL. You have advanced over here. Constraints, indexes, the storage, partitions, which I don't think we've gone over. Trying to remember if this is where we set the privilege to who gets to have access to it. Can't quite remember. That's how you would create a new table. If I wanted to drop a table, let's say, where's one? Numbers. This was just something I wanted to make. Like numbers, just right click on it through here. You can table, you can drop, and then I'll ask you to drop table. I think purge completely erases it, but yeah, apply. And then it'll be dropped. And then it will be gone. And that's a different one. That's numbers 2. The other one was numbers 1. Or just numbers. Let's see. Make a table, drop a table, modify a table. Going in and modifying a table is the same thing. Let's open this up. You can go in, you can click here, change the name of it if you want to. If you want to go into data, go in here, change the data that's in the columns. And that's in the rows. Things like that. It's the modify. What else were we supposed to go over? Oh, users. Not exactly sure how to go through users. Here are the users. You can create user through that way. The username, the passwords that they were going to use. Not conditions, but set privileges through here. I'm not too familiar with all of these. There's quite a few of them. I know some basics. Where is it? System privileges, where you change the tables, you can alter the library, things like that. That's where you would find the privileges. Let's see if I wanted to create a user. Let's say Alex. Type in 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go to 1 second. Granted roles. I'm not exactly sure what I would click on here. Oh yeah, that's right, the roles process. These were rows that were set up, I remember now, from a previous class, the permissions, or I mean the privileges that they would have would be defined in those rows. So let's say we click on, we want to grant some, give them to the admin, make it a default, and then go over to privileges, and add any privileges, that we might want them to have for the user. So you also have the revoke over here, which you could revoke some of their admin all, admin none. You know what I mean? Sorry. So yeah, apply. Insufficient privileges. Okay, that's still a work in progress. This was how you'd be to create that, which I guess would be pretty useful if you ever needed to have a script of it and then put it in a text file, then add it and take it wherever you need to go and have it in a little file. And if you need to work on different databases in different places, you already have all your pre-made scripts basically created easily and copied and pasted, and that. Those are the users. Here was a users that was created from a previous class, and this was a table that was created from a previous class. Validate, trigger spatial. There was something I wanted to show. That's not it. It was views. Still getting a feel for how to create queries and saving them in SQL Developer. The indexes and the views, because we have none right now. If we click, oh, we do have views. I don't think I've created any views. I believe this is all that's part of the database already. So if we were to go to a previous table, I guess we'll go over that real quick. There was something I wanted to show. Unit tests, window, help, data miner, no, where's the report? Data module. That one has the index details. Details right here. Gives all the information that's about it, like when it was created, the data types, if there's any logs, constraints, I believe. Well, that does that on that too. When it came to joins, I took the code from the previous class, right here. See, you can put in your code right there, and then it'll give you a visual representation right here. The link between it and what's it under, and it displays the result at the bottom right there. You can pin it or print it. Still working on how to save the result to a file. I tried doing it just by just by adding the tables. So let's say if I had this table. Wait a minute, 1 second. No, that's not what I want. Yes. There we go. Take the bread. You could drag it over, which I think is pretty cool. System's kind of finicky. Connect the connection. Define or select from. Basically the same thing. that's displayed. But I was having, and then they'll show the code for it right here, which you just basically tried doing. But I'm still working on how to make it a join. Just from the visual representation, not from the code. From the code, you can just put in here and it'll build it right there. But I wanted to try to do it the other way, where you just take the tables and then, you know, not type in the code, but do it this way. I believe that's it for me. Let me see. Create tables, drop tables, provide privileges, create users, modify tables, bang on things. The reports. Report. Where? No. I'm not gonna keep you too long. I just forgot what it was. At first I had a little trouble logging in. Not realizing, just click on the Oracle or the database that they show. As soon as the SQL developer pops up, it lists the database you already have displayed. I was having trouble. I didn't put in the same username that would put into SQL Plus, and it kept creating users and saying I had the wrong password. And then I figured I'll just use the same username, and then I got connected. So where are you? Sorry. Reports. Here we go. Actually, I still have to figure out how to make this work. Well, it's already working, but how to present you a report. Okay, so yeah, that's my the week. I'm not exactly. I believe you want make a report. This would be what I would turn in with the lab this week. So that's the final part that I have to work on, and that's about it. Thank you.